Conference will now be recorded.
So last class we have completed with website designing and the examples. Why do we need to create a website? What is website designing, which is included before going to the website designs, and how to make use of the layout, adding the content, making it work. So then we came to know about the website designing and a mix max. Then what is DNS? Then we have a common domain where we are going to give for the organization once we are going to implement on the website. Plus, we have discussed with the hosting. Okay, so now we are going to start with the new option where we are going to work on the tool to develop the website. Okay, so any doubts in this? I hope everyone understood the theory part. So, what are the different types of hosting we have been implemented on that? Okay, so today we are going to discuss with WordPress. Okay, so have you heard about the WordPress? What is WordPress? Can anyone answer me? What is WordPress? Okay, so WordPress is nothing but it's a tool where we create a website making a software which is called as a CMS. It's a content management system which is to create a website easily without any coding. So with the WordPress, you can create a website, add the pages where you can add the blog for the post, and then you can install the themes, the plugins. It is very user friendly. So once if I start working on it, WordPress is used by millions of websites around the world. So big companies like bloggers, schools, and small business where they do come across with these particular website called as a WordPress. Okay. So what you can do with WordPress? It's a simple manner. We can create any kind of a website. Maybe it can be for the personal business or on any online stores. Okay, so once we talk about the WordPress, WordPress is a website. So it is for making a software. So called where it is called as CMS. Okay, so CMS stands for Content Management System. Okay, so content manage system means which will manage, that means to create. So what all we can make use of this? First thing where we can use the tools to create, and where we can manage and update. So update a website easily. So any person can work where we are not going to write any coding. So without writing any code, so where we can make use of it. So even the beginner can build a website. So why WordPress? Okay. So why WordPress is so popular in the industry? So where I can say it is used by the millions of websites around the world. So millions of websites around the world. So, where I can give you the simple form of big companies of a blogger, schools, or small businesses where they do use with the WordPress. It is easy and it is free and which is very powerful to make use of it. So, once if I go to the Google Chrome, if I'm going to use the option called as a WordPress. So, now here you can see WordPress, we have a login free website builder. So, once if I click on it, it will go to the option called as the wordpress.com products, where we have a features resource plus we have a plans. So now where you can see login, get started, or start with the free. So once if I click on this, which will redirect to it, and either I can use the Google account or continue with Apple. So like this we have a different application, or even you can create with your new account. Suppose if I say continue with a Google. So Google account, I'm going to use it. So once if I click on it, now where it is asking you to claim your domain name. So domain name is nothing but in the last class we have created with chocolate bakes of our mailchimp designing or creating some posters for that purpose and all, where we can see whether it is available to get that particular domain. Okay, so where we have to use the search option and search for the domain names. So it is a free and any person can use it. The thing is where you should understand how to use that particular templates and how we are going to make use of it. Okay, so where I can say it is easy, it is free, it is powerful. Okay, so what you can do with WordPress, what all you can create using a WordPress, where you can create a website. So website, for what all purpose we are going to use it. So now what can you do with WordPress? So now first thing where we can, so first thing I can create with personal website. Okay, where I can use it for the business website. Then I can implement on online store, plus I can create a blog, plus I can use it for the school or college website, and then I can create my portfolio. So these are the benefits where we have all this is done without coding. Okay, so once we say add pages, means pages are fixed informations like home, about us, services, and contact us. This is the standard what we'll be using for our website. So suppose if I say chocolate bake. So once if I click on the search, where you can see by that name, where we have to buy for it, or else I'm giving a different name. I'm not going to give any space bar. So again, if I scroll it down, where you can see we have to purchase on it. If that is not available, there is no option where I'll have to buy for it. So suppose if I say AI Sindhu.com. So I'm looking for a commercial. So now where you can see different variation of pricing sectors will be there. Suppose if I say, so now start free with the WordPress with the subdomain, where you can see there is a start with the free. So once if I click on this, building a site, applying for the design, so all those options are available to develop your website. So as I told you, no need of any coding language, any person can develop the website. So now here you can see edit your site. So let's say that where I have to create my new website. So let's assume that I'm going to take with big. So if I say just big, if I go to that particular website where you can see there is a logo. So what I am searching for, which place it is located. So call us. So they have given their own pattern of a structure. As per that you can design it. So where you can see there is a category. So under that category what all it comes. So once if I scroll it down, it shows you the image and what is the name of the product followed by the price, plus there is a rating also. So once if I click on that particular product, which will redirect to that particular next section, and it shows you the different weight. So like this, where you're going to give your own information to develop the websites. So in the same method, but in the free of cost, what we are going to use it. Okay. So next point is where you have to understand, if I want to work on it, the next thing I need to know, add the pages. So adding a pages, so pages are fixed. So fixed about what? It's all about the informations pages like. For example, first thing I need to know about the home page, what it includes, maybe history of our particular information or what is my product is relevant to it. So I have to give all the information. Then it comes with about us. Then I'm going to give the services. Plus I need to give the information of contact. So in WordPress, you can easily, so what all stuff we can do, where we can add a new page, add new pages. So then I can edit text, plus I can add my images, and then I have an option to change my layout. So this and all, it is a benefits where we haven't to develop on that particular website. So where I can write the articles, add the publish, or where we can share our updates, everything can be done over here. So once if I say I want to edit the site, so now here you can see, edit your site, design everything on your site from the header right down to the footer using the blocks. So once if I click on it, where you can see there is a changes where we have insert like whatever the changes you want to make it. If you made some mistake, that can be replaced over here about. So once if I click on it, what you want to add it, so it's a headline. So edit the section where you can navigate the navigation. So once if I come to the right hand side, site title, navigation, buttons. So now next to that, list view, what you want to add, buttons. If I go to the settings, design, advanced. So once if I scroll it down, where you can see it is a template where we are going to create our design. So now once if I want to place my image followed by the content. So again, if you say next page, it goes to the next page. This is called as the color, background, the font size, everything we are going to edit it to develop a website, something relevant to it. So what all it is required to make use of these options to work on the WordPress. So these are the information it is required, plus what the things we can do it easily to develop a website. Okay, so let's assume that you people wanted to start a blog. So blog is nothing but daily what we are going to travel, or we are going to write some article. So what all that should be needed once if I'm going to place it in my website. So first thing, WordPress is famous for blogging actually. So where we can write the articles over there. So once we talk about WordPress is famous for blogging. Okay. So what all it includes, what all you wanted. The first thing we do write with the articles. Okay, then we'll be adding photos and videos. Then we will publish. So publish the news and then we share the updates. So let's assume that I need to know about some nature, a blog. Once if I click where you can see Pepperhood, they are giving some sponsored result. So again, if I come down, there is a option called as a nature relevant to the blog. So once if I scroll it down like this, we have a different variation. Suppose if I say start a nature blog, so some person has given some information. So like this, a templates where we can create in the WordPress. So now here you can see home, about, contact, books. So once if I scroll it down, where there is an image followed by that, they have given some information. Now you can see once if I move my cursor, it is highlighting with the hand symbol. That is a pointing out to this so that I can just click on it, which will be getting more information relevant to the nature blog. See, it is redirecting to the other website. So 10,000birds.com. So again, if I come down in the right hand side where you can see there is a resource. So back at animals, best books for the nature. So like this, we are going to develop. So once if I come over here where we have a home. So once if I click on the home where you can see there is option called as a header. So again, if I say edit the section, now I can replace whatever I wanted to make use of it. So once we click on it, now you can see over here the designs where you want to place it. So now here you can see transform the group or transform in the row format. So again, if I say where we have a justifies the item, it will take the position. So I can even type here what I wanted to make the changes. So once if I double click, select the page. See, so here we have a template part. So duplicated group. So one by one we'll be discussing how to develop the templates by using the blocks. Okay, next one more important thing is where we need to know how to make use of install themes. So what is a theme? A theme where it controls how your website looks. Okay, so what all it is required if I want to design something? First thing, we say as a based on the colors. What is the design we are looking for? What kind of layout you have to do it, and then where we have to concentrate on the font style. So if I say theme is equal to the dress of your website, it's all about the full design of your website by clicking on installing the new theme. So by looking at that, the people should come across and visit our website. Not only the content, which should add the images also here. So that matters more. So now where you can see about just bake, about a stores, a franchisee, all this we have a different option. So same thing, we have to target on the color combination also what we are going to use it. Okay, so here we need to have some plugins where we have extra features like contact form, online payment, security, like gallery, all this it is required. So no coding is required. It's all about clicking, dragging, and typing the information. So once we come back to the website, so again if I go back to the previous changes, now I can change my title. So let's say that I'm going to replace with some images. So we can add any informations over here plus the content. So background colors can be given. See, the background color has been changed over here. So text color. So you can see the color where you can increase or decrease. Sometimes company will be giving you the color code also, that also can be done. So this is for the maximum column where we can increase it. So minimum column of the height what we are going to use it. So here we are going to type the information what is required for us to develop the website. Okay. So now if you want to make your own website or get a freelance work, build online business, create a blog, all this will help once we are going to use this option. So is that clear with this? Say yes if it is understood, because we'll be starting with the page creation in the WordPress. If it is understood, just please type 1. Okay, so we'll be starting with the page creation. So page creation, it's all about what we are going to fix the part of a website which shows you the important information, welcome page, who you are, what you can offer, how people can reach you. So this is to understand about your business, know your service, how to contract, how to trust your website. So this is how we are going to use it. The most important thing is the page creation. So next we are going to do with page creation. So page creation in WordPress. Okay, so first thing we have to understand what is page. So where I can say a page is fixed. It's a part of a website that shows important important information. Okay, so every website where first thing I was telling about the home. So home is what it's all about, what we call it as the welcome page. So welcome page which consists of, see now if I click on this logo where it redirect to the home page. So this is what we call it as a home page, where we say has a welcome page. So after this we'll be having an option called as about us. So about is what, who you are. So we are going to explain what we are into. So then important thing is what all the services we are going to give it. So I can say what you offer. Okay, so then it matters with contact, how people, so how people, so how people can reach you. Okay, so these pages do not change daily like a blog post. This is a standard, and blog is in the sense every day we have to update what's happening on whatever we are posting. But here, these pages do not change daily like a blog post. Okay, so why pages are important? So let's say that if I'm going to create a page, So next here we are going to discuss why pages are important. Okay, so how we are going to reach our pages which will help visitors. Okay, so visitors how they're gonna reach us. So first thing we need to understand your business. Okay, next is what? Known about your services, what we are going to give them. Okay, so next one, to contact you so that they can reach to your service whatever they wanted it. Plus, so they do trust your website. Okay, so without pages a website looks incomplete. So how to use this and how to work on this particular option? As I told you, first thing you have to log on to WordPress, so where you'll be getting a dashboard, so where you'll be having login to WordPress dashboard. Okay, next you have to click on page in the left menu. Okay, so and then we'll click on add new. So add new, which will create a blank page when you're going to open. So as I told you, suppose if I'm going to start from first, directly I'm going to use the option called as WordPress. So free website the builder. Now I have to click on the start with your free. So now it will ask you what the name has to be given. Okay. So now here I'll give Sindhu Creations. So I'll just search for the domain. Now where we have a free. So again, if I scroll it down, where you can see sindhucreations.blog. So it will cost you per year. So yearly you can renew it. So where you can see different names it is giving. So last class I've explained you org, .in, art and shop. So what you're looking for that you have to pay for it. Or else I doesn't want to use this particular with the paid one where we are going to use it for the free of cost. So once if I click on free of cost, so now in the right hand side, sorry, in the left hand side where you can see the dashboard, my home, static, upgrade, so post, media, all those options are available. So once if I see it in the right hand side where you can see view a site, posting overview. So like this we have a different option, get your site name, so update your site design, install in the mobile app. So this and all is a setup where we are going to use it. Okay, so these are the important things where we are going to use it to develop our website, like tagline, the site informations. So everything we are going to give it over here. Is that clear, guys? Till here it's clear how to log on and how to use the free version of it. So now what we do is here site title. So I have to develop my site name over here. So what I'm looking for, what is the name has to be assigned over here. So you're going to decide site title, the tagline, a site icon. All this information has to be given once if I'm going to create my own website. So according to that, the link will be given for you. Okay, so this and all, it's a general settings. So first one, where you can see there is a site title, so smart web solutions, or any options where you can give. So let's assume that I'm going to use smart web services. So as soon as I type, where you can see it is creating a site over here. See, once if I cut this, it says Sindhu Creations. So now instead of that, I'm going to use it Smart Web Services. So that will be our home content what we are going to fix it. So next is what we have to use the tagline. So tagline is what we design a beautiful and powerful website. So that is my tagline here. Okay. So if you want business website where you can use different variation, let's say that Sindhu creation had been given, so I can give Vasita digital service. So whatever the name you wanted, as per that you're going to give the options over here. Okay, so now the title. So title will explain about the site, just about like if I say WordPress. So WordPress is what to create a website. So once we talk about the smart web solution, I can say we design beautiful and powerful websites. Okay, so like this you're going to give it over here. So tagline, it depends on how you want, like that you're going to choose it over here. So next is what site icon. So what is the site icon? Where we see and browse a tab which will give you the bookmark. So that bookmark will redirect to the website what we are going to use it. Okay, so this and all, it is the important to develop the a website. So now I can even choose my site icon. If I click on it, where you can see upload. So upload from URL, or I can select from the file also. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to choose the icon. So I'm going to select some icons from here. So now I can say set a icon. So where you can see you can crop the image. So once if I crop, so now site icon will be given, or remove the icon, but make sure that at least that should be in a pixels, 512 by 512, that will fix over here. So next one is what we have a site logo. So try your logo maker, or if you have already a logo where you can make use of it. So again, if I scroll it down, where you can see a site logo, so try fire logo maker. If I browse it, where it will redirect to that. So now I can create by using over here, or already you people have designed some logo for the existing whatever we have, and according to that also we can make use of it. So I'll just continue with my email ID. So create my account. So I can say I'm a client, or I'm using for the freelancer. I can just create on that. So now here you can drop your file and upload the things. You can just skip it, these options. So now next is what? It is asking for the URL. URL is nothing but where we are going to give, for example, sindhucreations.com or site address. So all this information to be given. So once we process this, where we can customize that so that they will link our option by using this. Okay. So WordPress, it's a URL, uniform resource locator. Okay. So now next here you can see there is a time zone. So basically we are in India. So as per that it has been selected as a Kolkata. So if you are from foreign countries where you can use it accordingly. So URL you should not change anything. It will be owned by the domain. So we are not going to make any customization over here. Time zone also we are going to set it. So now February 17th, a time which is being taken by as per the system what we are using it. So week starts on, so we start from Monday. So once if I just save changes, so setting saved. So now where you can see there is option called as a smart web services. So once if I scroll it down, so this is how your website will look. So according to that, we are going to make use of the next option. If I click on the dashboard, so once if I say as home page, so whatever the activities we have done, everything will be updated. Now here you can see smart web services hello world. We didn't make any modification. We'll be doing it later. Now again if I scroll it down, you can see Sindhu creation 2 .wordpress.com. I can say hosting overview, or I can even edit the site. Daily writing prompt where you can give title and the quick. So again if I scroll it down, edit the site, if I just click. Okay, so once if I click on it, here we are going to design. So I got my information over here. There is option called as about. So where I can make the changes over here. So if I scroll it down, any of the content you're going to give it. So let's take, I'm just taking for the demo purpose. We'll just copy. So I have pasted over here. So what all the changes you want, where you can make over here. So text color and the background color also we can make use of it. Text color if I click, so text color has been given over here. Next, if you want to give some light background, that is also possible to give. So where you can see there is a light background has been given over here. So then there is option called as the settings. So height. So once we click, so these are the changes where we're going to do it. Okay, so this is the process of using your site to create your WordPress. After creating it, next you have to use it your whatever the content you're going to give it, image and the video. All this it is important once we want to create the WordPress. So next one, you can just make a note on WordPress. So once if I scroll it down, so here you can take down the procedure and then
This conference will now be recorded.
So this is the step one for the login process, and step two. So where we have to add the title. So title at the top, type the page name. Okay, so for example, so what all it includes. So first one, it includes with home, about us, contact, our services. So this option, this title will appear on the website menu. Okay. So next step is, so next step where we have to use the add content. So in the content box, you can, what all we can do, type text, add images, add videos, plus add buttons. So for example about us, so that is based on the a page. So what we say, if I say we are a digital, we are a digital marketing company. Okay, so company providing websites, design, website design, and online promotion. So this can be given for your prospect of about us, what you are and what the things you're gonna give it. It's all about the services. So this information will be given over here. So now about. Once if I click on the about, we have to specify what is the service we are going to give it. So there we are going to edit our information. So that editing informations would be given over here. Okay, so next step is what? It's all about the step 4. So we have to say design the page. So design the page is what? It's all about adding your headings, followed by the pictures, the columns, and the contact forms. So here we need to know, using WordPress blogs, you can, so what all we can add? We can add headings, add pictures, then add columns, then add contact forms. So you don't need a coding. So as I told you, just click and add. That is more than enough. Okay, so next step is what? So we have done with design the page. So next process is click and publish. So after finishing it, you have to click on the publish and contact, where you're going to give it your phone number, email ID, and the address. So this will be the navigation where you can align your prospect. So once if I click on it, where you have a duplicate and then before or after what you want to add it. So then alignment of the text, align to the center, So here you can see there is an option called as drag and drop where you want to place it your information. So select your parent. That is like it has been divided into three different columns. So once if I copy this, so if I paste it over here, see here we have a view. So once if I click on the desktop, if I just click on the view, so now here you can see home web services. So smart web services. If I click on the about, so whatever the informations I had been given over here. So again, if I scroll it down, we didn't make any changes over here. So later on we'll be doing. So according to that, your prospect will display over here. So now this information, now here you can see zoom out, zoom in. So settings options we have. Here we have a styles. So once if I click on the next option, get started, where you can see the color, background, shades and the layout. So layout, content width. So that should be 620. It is there by default where I can increase accordingly. Now padding options we have where we have a spacing. So now here you can see the spacing which if I use it, according to that it is showing me the result. So once we scroll it down, so here I can modify location, this I can replace and then I can make use of it. So till here it's clear. Say yes if it is understood online. Okay.
This
So after
conference will now
clicking
be
on it,
recorded.
so once we click publish, your page will be live on the website. So now visitors can see it online. Okay. So contact page, what all you should use it. So contact page is nothing but, so we need to add our landline number. So that is nothing but the phone number plus email ID is mandatory. So next will be the address and then contact form. So customers can easily contact you. Okay, so till here is that clear? I think almost everybody is using Canva. I think you people know how to use